Faith Williston, and I'm the teacher of a local rug hooking, traditional rug hooking group in Moss Point, Mississippi. We have members that are from Long Beach, Biloxi, Van Cleve, Ocean Springs, and Moss Point. We have a rather large group, but what I'd like to show you today is a little bit about rug hooking. Traditional rug hooking started in Nova Scotia in the fishing villages. The seamen used to use bones and burlap bags and real primitive types of hooking, and it's progressed now to a real art form. The basics that you need are a pattern or a piece of burlap that you can draw yourself with a Sharpie, something that won't bleed through the wool, and you need a hook, which is a real basic hook. It looks like a crochet hook with a handle. And the other tool that we use is an offset scissors, and you'll understand how that works when you start trimming your work and cleaning it up. We use, instead of yarn that you've seen probably in the 70s, people used to do latch hook. It's a different type of hooking. You use fabric, which would be either hand-dyed. You could go and use a fabric that you found at the thrift store. You could go cut up wool, as long as it's 100%, or 90% is okay as well. This is also another piece of hand-dyed wool that we would use to get some different effect when you're hooking. The next thing that it's nice to have but not necessary is a type of cutter. This one happens to be a Townsend cutter with Townsend Industries. The blade comes out for different sizes of cuts. You can do a real narrow cut, or you can do a wider cut. And this cuts your wool in strips that you're going to use when you hook. And that makes it a lot easier. Back in the old days, they used to hand cut everything. So it took a little bit more time to do your work. So then you have strips of wool in your hand. And it's a real simple thing to do. And there's no knots in these rugs. You pull the end up, you pull a loop, and you keep pulling loops until you get it all in there. And the height of the loop should be as high as your strip is wide. So here's another strip that's
okay.
The reason why you do that is you want the nice pile when you're standing on the rug. You can do any design, you can do any cut, you can mix cuts, you can use leftover wool, or you can use off-the-bolt wool that you can get from different suppliers. Down here in the South, we don't have a lot of rug hooking stores, but there are stores available. But if you can find a local teacher, that's the best way to get started. You can go on the website. You can look up traditional rug hooking, and there's a McGowan Guild website that you can go to. It's a Pearl K. McGowan. I think it's .com. I think that's what it is. But if you go to traditional rug hooking, all the links are there, and you can find a local teacher that can help you and show you how to do this.